This is the 7th time I tried to film this video, and now the wind is gonna ruin this one too. The first time, a tropical storm stopped me.
To understand.
The second time, a dinosaur crept into my ceiling, and I had to run away because I freaked out. The third time, a tropical storm stopped me. The fourth time, a tropical storm stopped me. The fifth time, I got electrocuted.
No joke. How? Am I getting electrocuted now? Great.
Because my equipment was wet from tropical storm number 4. The 6th time, my neighbors were mowing their lawn.
Trying to film this video.
Their massive lawn.
And we're here.
This lawn was so big, it took them the entire day to finish. I almost died of heat stroke that day too, so there's that. Now a hurricane is trying to stop me. No. No. I say no. You're getting this video despite the state of affairs. Speaking of affairs, why did I have an affair? I know the answer, but it's hard for some Stone Age people like you, Flintstone, to accept. You see, the thing is, my affair, by definition of an affair, happened when a married man and I fell hopelessly in love. A married man and I fell hopelessly in love. Why are these bitter people not happy for me? I fell in love. But the guy's married. Correct. He's married. I don't see your point. Have you ever felt swept away by that one person that changes everything? Some people call them your twin flame. Others, your soulmate. What are you talking about? This guy's married. But what if it's really just the law of attraction? Meet Chelsea, the other woman. She was a cheater. Now, she's a life coach with an entire coaching business, the Other Woman community, with 5-star reviews all around, specialized in helping cheaters and homewreckers alike feel better about themselves for the small fee of only $98. A premium subscription that gives you access to support and encouragement from cheaters alike. Encouragement. Good cheating. Do it again. You're essentially paying $100 for a pat on the back. Why? Because no one's gonna tell you what you did was okay. You have to pay someone to say it.
Cheater, we're all cheaters. You're a great cheater. Cheat again. Oh my god, you did cheat. It's okay. Love the other woman. You're the other woman. Cheat on me. Cheat on me. Cheat on me. You needed that breath of fresh air.
Breath of fresh air. As someone who's been on both sides, it's nice to know I wasn't alone. This person has cheated and been cheated on. It really helped me see new perspectives of all parties involved. What new perspectives have you missed? If you've been on both sides, whatever. Chelsea's on a mission. A noble mission. To normalize cheating! With what she calls humanizing humans, and of course, compassionate coaching. Here's a small dose of Chelsea's compassion.
Things your husband did while he was in an affair with me.
Oh.
That you didn't know he was on a trip with me on your wedding anniversary, telling me how much he loves me and how incredible our relationship is. Oh!
She's so compassionate.
And then he commented on your post about your anniversary, saying how much he loves you and how incredible your marriage is. Psych!
She's so compassionate.
He set up a bank account with me and hid money there from you to pay for all of our trips and to buy me gifts. And you didn't know, you loser.
You loser, I compassionately said.
And he took you out with friends and let you wear the jacket that I bought him for Valentine's Day.
Compassion. Then he told you about us and our 5-year affair on your birthday because this asshole couldn't take the guilt anymore. And then he asked her, the other woman, to end things on her birthday because he couldn't take the guilt. And after disclosing, he told her he loved her a lot, but he had to stay for the kids. Yes, there's kids involved here. For the kids. Clown. What a clown you are. There's more compassion in my robotic voice and the way than anything this lady has done or said. And then she proudly talks about how she didn't respect the boundaries. She'd call him all the time and he'd be like, I don't know why she's calling, she's crazy, she can't let go. And apparently he told his wife this affair was the biggest mistake. He'll do the work to make sure he never does anything like that again.
Tells me he misses me so much and asks to resume the affair.
Her compassion is on a whole different level. It's so different, it's got a different meaning. She's so compassionate, she's prancing around on the wife's dignity that she's just wiped the floor with. Look, Chelsea's pissed. Chelsea's furious. Chelsea's just mad that all of you guys in relationships, not you though, of course, I mean the couples in relationships are all hoarding these men. All these men, they're hoarding them. And one of these men could be her soulmate. Stop hoarding. Let your man go. Your man, her man. Let her man go. One of them was her soulmate.
My husband and I are a product of an affair. Welcome to the other women and the wife. My story begins many years ago when I was married to a man I believe checked all the boxes and to be the perfect husband. But there was something about my marriage that was off, something I couldn't put my finger on. I told myself it was just marriage and how I was feeling was normal. I had married fairly young and didn't have a lot of relationship experience prior to my husband. But then I met someone and my entire world was flipped on its head. I experienced electric chemistry for the first time, and before I knew it, I couldn't stop myself and I was in a full-blown affair. I experienced what it felt like to be completely seen, heard, and understood for the first time. Being in the affair showed me how truly unfulfilled I was in my marriage, and I knew there was no going back to who I was. My partner and I both chose to end our marriages and begin a life together. It was the best decision of my life. But for years, I carried immense shame and guilt.
Reasonably.
Over how my now husband and I started. And I started consuming infidelity content to try and address those feelings. I quickly realized there were very few people willing to talk about it
and share their stories. And most of the content out there did not resonate with me or my experience. Meaning she didn't like what she was hearing. Okay, that cheating was bad. So she set out to carve her own path. That cheating is good. That good things come out of cheating. Like how she met her husband. She felt a calling. A need, she said. A need to justify her betrayal. She wants to create awareness, understanding, and compassion. Right. She's all about compassion. This one, of course, the backlash was huge. Someone said how you get them is how you lose them. No respect or loyalty, yet definitely qualities you look for in a partner. Molly says, your soulmate is never someone else's spouse, to which she snarkily responds, the stories we tell ourselves, volume... She obviously couldn't wrap her head around the negativity. I guess it confused her. The stories we tell ourselves, like you're in denial, you know, of a formal truth. You're just in denial. Of course your husband is an option for me.
All your husbands are options.
Or I don't understand people that cheat. I was unhappy in my marriage, so I left. I could have cheated, but I'm not like that. I'm not like that? Can you please elaborate? Like what exactly? She just wasn't getting it. I'm not sure if she's like playing dumb or I'm just not like what? What are you implying? That I'm an adulterer? Which I am. Someone that doesn't respect their partner? Which I am. Respect is bare minimum decency, Chelsea. We will agree to disagree. If you know a person is married and you get involved with them, you are responsible as well. And she goes,
responsible for what?
for what? I'm not like that. Like what? For what am I responsible? What are we talking about? Cheating. What's that? She elaborates.
Stan cheats on me, that's on him, not on anybody else. I cheat on Stan, that's on me, not on anybody else. The only thing an uncommitted affair partner is responsible for is themselves.
Technically, she's not wrong, okay? But I'm pretty sure, I'm certain, that most of us here would not actively pursue a relationship with someone that we know is in a relationship, even if they're disloyal and they're willing to cheat. There's no way, you know, because we have integrity. I'm sorry, I almost swallowed you. We have integrity. That's what stops us from getting into messy situations. It's not that we owe loyalty to anyone we're not in a relationship with. No.
If your husband or wife cheats on you and the other person that he or she cheats knows that they're married, it's on the other person as well, but it's more the other spouse's fault. What's it?
Are you dense? Are you dense? Are you dense? What do you mean, what is it? It is the devastation you cause. The hurt, the betrayal, that's it.
What is this it that you're referring to?
It is the accountability for the love of God that you're allergic to for some reason.
The marriage? How can you be responsible for a marriage you're not in?
Stop trying to brush off the blame, okay? You also took part in the destruction of this relationship.
What are they responsible for?
Of course, he allowed for this to happen. He's a cheater, but you lack integrity for pursuing someone that you know is married. It is the damage that you caused the wife and the kids. The kids! It's not like you were totally unaware. You were tricked into this with this asshole that cheated on his family.
Their participation in a relationship that was mutually consensual? Odd. Okay.
Girl, stop gaslighting us! It's not working. Most people wouldn't do what you did, and there's a reason. You do realize how much the betrayed partners tore down on here too, right? On your page. This is content that is specifically meant to hurt and demean the wife over your affair partner. You're complicating things. Okay, you're twisting and turning the narrative to make yourself feel better because taking accountability, self-accountability is such a difficult pill to swallow. You're trying to get us to normalize affairs because you don't want to feel bad about how you met your husband because you both cheated on your partners. Spin your fairy tale however you like. It is what it is. You preach compassionate coaching. Your complete lack of compassion to the parties you've harmed in your affair is wild. And it's showing in these justifications. You know, I didn't do it. I didn't rob the bank. I just drove the car. I didn't turn the red light. I just ignored it. I didn't ruin their reputation. I just spread an innocent rumor. You guys did the rest. Of course, he's to blame 1,000 billion%, but let's not pretend you're the holy grail of innocence.
How would you know what I meant to do by posting public content? You infer meaning that wasn't mine.
We're not inferring meaning. We're just watching what you're posting, ma'am. You know, I see you flexing this, you know, dancing and prancing around so happily. I'm not gonna think you don't mean to hurt her even more than she's already hurting. I'm gonna think you're adding gas to the fire, adding salt to the wound. That's what I'm gonna think. How do you know what I meant? When you notice his wife is stalking all your socials. I got him. Yeah, that's right. I got him. This is a flex now? This is embarrassing. It's not a flex. By the way. And the life coach that she is, who tries to spin it around and make it motivational, she goes, sometimes unresolved jealousy, competition, or personal insecurities can drive one woman to fixate on another. Understanding these underlying... Girl! Shut up. Shut up. Are you for real? You giggling about another woman knowing that you're destroying her family. Now you're telling personal insecurities. Girl, what? I don't know. What? You have a lot of unresolved issues, ma'am. As a life coach, she does the most to spin the narrative on the betrayed party's emotions. Like the betrayed party, you're just insecure. Okay? That's why. You're not sad. You're insecure. Actually, that's why you're sad. It's not because your partner was not loyal. It's because you're insecure. You're sad because you're insecure. No, it's because my partner cheated on me with you. No, that's not it. That's not it. The truth is often a lot harder to accept. You're just insecure. You're sad because you're the problem. Something about a cycle of embarrassment and self-neglect, as she puts it. Right. Anything to make herself feel better. Crazy. Girl, you're crazy. Now, this whole thing could have gone a whole different direction if the other woman community helped people take accountability instead. You know, maybe. Cheating is a bad thing, okay? It's a mistake. And we're not going to change that fact and make it okay. I don't believe that your mistakes define you, but we sure as hell are not about to normalize them. And this attempt to normalize them in this self-righteous, selfish way at the expense of the betrayed is just nuts. Now we're trying to make them the problem. The betrayed is the problem. They're just stuck in a cycle of embarrassment and self-neglect. You know, move on. I just took your man. Whatever, grow up. I just stole your dude. Yeah, he was available to steal. That's on him. But I took him. You know, just yapping. Just a bunch of life coach yapping. All right. She takes her yapping elsewhere onto a podcast with these guests. I watched a few of them. I can't say I came out with a single useful, meaningful sentence. It was just yap, all of it.
Once you know something, you can't unknow it. And so
you just can't.
You are tasked with.
Damn.
They said, you can't just run back to the past because it's familiar.
Yeah.
And that resonated very deeply for me.
Yeah.
Is the direction that we want to go. we want to go up.
Oh.
If we're constantly trying to go backwards,
Oh.
then why did I leave in the first place?
Oh.
The natural state of existence.
A shape our reality. Just takes courage.
That is a way that we kind of perpetuate our powerlessness.
You're talking of, you said shame, it's made me think of blame. And I always think of blame, it's like if you want to sort of try and understand blame, remember that it rhymes with the word aim. And usually it means that we're aiming our frustration, our thing, at the person.
Yeah, I robbed you and I took all your money, so right now you feel traumatized. But remember that traumatize rhymes with optimize, so really what I did was make you more efficient. Yeah, your best friend stabbed you in the back. You're in despair. But remember that despair rhymes with care. So really, your best friend stabbed you in the back because they care. You're mad. Remember that mad rhymes with glad. So really, you're just glad. Frustrated. No, appreciate. Bitch, what are you saying? What are you saying? What correlation? It's like Google searches for how much wood can a woodchuck chuck, correlating with kerosene use in Venezuela. It has nothing to do with anything you're saying. Blame and aim. Please, what the f are you saying? These people are nuts. She's a life coach. She has a course. People are listening to her. Thing is, I keep finding her looking for a different angle to come at this whole situation. All right. Her business model is growing. She can't keep knocking horns with you, trying to convince you that affairs are healthy and normal. She's turned the discussion into something a little bit different, somewhere where we could potentially agree with her. She's talking about divorce and how if you're unhappy, you should leave. You shouldn't be afraid of trying again, she says. Well, that's great. Of course you shouldn't. You know, nobody's asking you to stay in a bad marriage. You shouldn't even stay in a good relationship if you're unhappy or unsatisfied, you know. You should talk about it. Find a solution. That's a completely personal decision that we have nothing to do. What we are saying, though, is that there are good and bad ways to end a relationship if you are unhappy. The good way is to openly talk about what's making you unhappy, about your dissatisfaction. To talk to your partner, okay? Your partner is worth talking to and explaining to. The bare minimum here is to respect them. The bad way is having an affair, and then when that gets exposed, that ends up ending the relationship. Not even getting exposed. Is betraying your partner. That's literally all people are saying, you know? Fine, you fell out of love. We're not gonna force you to love someone, but the bare minimum that you could do out of respect for this person is not to betray them. Like, why are we having to A, not normalize cheating and having affairs? No, affairs are not healthy. What is this conversation we're having? What is this conversation we're having? It's really simple, isn't it? I don't know. What are your thoughts? Such a stupid conversation we're having right now. Like, I can't believe we're sitting here and we're trying to reason why, you know, what you did was wrong. She's so self-righteous about it. She's started this whole community to support and encourage. Encourage what? Cheating? Girl, bye. Girl, take your community and leave. Take them. Take all of them. Take all of them. Y'all need help. Y'all need support, but like therapy, to deal with the way that you're dealing with your shame and guilt. I hope the wind doesn't destroy this video, the way the storms, the electrocution, and the lawnmower did, and the dinosaur. The dragon that crept into my ceiling. Share your thoughts down below, guys. What do you think of the other woman community? Do you think it's a healthy thing to have just a bunch of people build an echo chamber for themselves to encourage each other and make each other feel better rather than encourage accountability? And you know, people will pay just trying to justify a bad thing they did, I guess. I don't know. It feels better, I guess, to pay to justify something bad you did than to, I don't know, wild. We should build a community that normalizes all bad things. How about that? Here's a nice list of potential communities we can all start. What do you think? Give me a few more. It's gonna rain again, and I'm not trying to get electrocuted, so not again.